Hello, welcome to 48-Hour Art Check. Kayla is not here. She's busy at the moment. My cat just opened the door to the laundry room, in case you heard that. So yeah, it's just me and Kiley today. Yeah, it always feels really weird being the one doing this, but I guess last art check. Kiley, what did you do?
So I got my new, oh, thank you. My husband has brought sustenance.
Nice.
A lot. Okay, so I got my new order. Bruno's like the background.
Yeah.
I got my new order from my supplier and of like magnets and things, and I made them. I took photos of them. I put them on my Etsy.
Nice.
And I didn't update the quantity. Oh yeah, I did. Yeah, never mind. And I mailed out some stickers and things like that. And I didn't do any embroidery. Surprise, surprise, surprise.
You've done some embroidery in the past week. So, yeah.
That's true. At least I've done a little bit. I definitely need to do some tonight though. So hopefully I will. But yeah, I think that mostly the things I've done, I'm like trying to look. Yeah. So anyway, that's what I did. I like got my new shipment, and then I made a lot of I did some more bookkeeping and stuff. But as far as art goes, it was pretty much just weird. Thanks. As far as art goes, I pretty much just made photos of my new shipment, stuff like that.
Nice.
Oh my gosh, those are so cute.
This is all I did. So yeah, I just made these squirrels. The tail is separate, so that it can be the same tail can be used for the other squirrel. So yeah, and that's literally it. And right before our check, I went in and named and compressed all the right layers into a file that makes sense for who is on the last episode, by the way, in case you're here and you didn't see that episode. So yeah. Oh,
if you guys can hear a loud
thank you,
sound, it's my dog chewing on a bone.
Yeah, we've got pets in the background.
Yeah, both of our pets just want to steal the show.
Yeah. So yeah, that's all. That's I would like to say that I've made more, but in truth, I have not. So yeah, that's it. Okay. Challenges. What were your challenges?
Woo, girl.
Kiley was like, we need to get on because I want to talk about my challenges.
Yeah.
By the way.
I was like, I need to talk about my challenges. When this came up, I literally called everyone. I called my dad, which I don't really call my dad unless I have car problems. Mm-hmm. But I called my dad for his advice. I texted my mom, call me when you can. I sent 3 Marco Polos.
Well, what happened?
So I was doing bookkeeping. This is so stupid. But that's okay. So I was doing bookkeeping, which is great. I was basically yesterday after my orders came in, I was on cloud 9. I'm I got new product to sell. Let's do this, and I was thinking about all the things I want to do. I had also started a sale after the last art check. I started selling my Moira stickers because I was they're copyright infringement. And so I'd prefer to just sell them and not buy more and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was just feeling really good. And then I just realized when I was doing bookkeeping that Etsy, okay, a couple things. It's all revolved around Etsy. Number one, Etsy is like taking more per listing than I realized. Like for some reason, I thought that it just charged a 20-cent listing fee every time the stickers like ran out and then renewed. Like every time, it's like for example, I have 50 stickers or whatever, and I figured it was like when I sold all of them, it charges, which is not that big a deal, you know. Then I learned that it charges like 8% as a transaction fee and 25 cents on top of that, which means it's like about 50 cents, which doesn't seem like a big deal. But when you're offering free shipping and only charging $4 a sticker, that's like more than $1 on shipping and transaction fees and listing fees. And then like plus the money it costs to buy the sticker. So it's a much smaller profit than I thought it was.
So now I'm going to pull up my spreadsheets and look at my profit margins.
Like that is not what I want. Like I wanted to switch over to Etsy because I thought it would barely affect like how much money was going into my bank.
Well, and to be honest, Etsy is probably the best out there in terms of, because they take, I think in my spreadsheet, I have it down as 5% or something. So maybe they changed it since I've done my.
Well, they take 5% as a listing fee and 3% as a transaction fee when they pay you or whatever. And that's where the other 25 cents comes into play as well. So it's like for listing, it's like 5% or whatever and 20 cents. But then when they pay you, it's like 25 cents and 3% or whatever.
Really? I didn't know that one.
Yeah, I didn't know either until I like went in and I was like, what the heck? Why are they taking 20 cents from me all the time and stuff?
Yeah. I just didn't know about the one where they actually send you the money, that there's a fee for that. I didn't know about that one.
Yeah. Yeah. And so it's hard because I'm like, because it came up when my husband was like, well, what was it? Oh, I was like, what? I didn't realize Etsy automatically charges sales tax. And I was talking to my husband about that, and he's like, well, I was like, I wonder if like that probably goes to my bank account, right? They probably charge it for me, or are they charging it for, because I just don't know very much about selling physical product. He's like, I honestly have no clue. I'm sorry. He's like, just look at how much Etsy is paying you, how much is going into your bank. And I'm like, well, only like $1.50 is going into my bank like every now and then. He's like, why? And I'm like, I think it's because it just like pays me incrementally every 2 weeks. And so it divides it all up. And he's like, that just seems like a weird number. And I was like, yeah, it does. So I started like looking into it a little bit more, and I'm like, wow, that sucks. Because the reason I prefer Etsy over like just on Instagram, like before I was just selling them on Instagram, like, you know, have people DM me their address, then $4 and I mail it to them. And obviously I see more of the profit then, but Etsy like is the way to get stuff out there, you know, and people can like find it. And pretty much everyone I know that loves me and supports me and want to buy my stickers already has, you know, and so so I've like depleted that
the audience.
Well, so I tried searching for my products yesterday, and that was discouraging. I searched purple plant mom sticker, and it was the last listing to come up, meaning like legit, like when I was like on every single page, like going through, it was like hundreds of pages down. And there's not a lot of plant moms. Oh no, magnet. This is for magnet, because I knew magnets are like common. And I'm like, not a lot of people are doing magnets, you know? Well, the pages before, the hundreds and hundreds of pages before the page that had mine had like random t-shirts. It had stuff as random as like, you know, like a t-shirt with like alcohol on it, like stuff that like wasn't even related to my keywords. And I was like, dude, mine's like, I'm like hitting up all my keywords. I did a ton of SEO, like as far as like keywords optimization and like making really long titles. Like I learned from one of my friends that took a class on SEO for Etsy that like you want to have long titles, really descriptive in the descriptors, lots of keywords, So I was doing that. She said that another thing that affects your SEO is how many listings you have. And I'm like, well, at this point I have more than I know it's still not a ton, but now I have 6 listings, which is like a pretty good amount. Like it's more than like some like than I used to have, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. And I tried doing that for every single thing that I have in my shop, and it just doesn't come up like at all. In fact, like unless I was like rainbow circle translucent love is love pride sticker with black heart, like if I like described it exactly, then it would be in like the first page. I'm like, no one's searching for that, you know?
Yeah.
Then I was like, what's even the point of using Etsy? Like, you know, like, because the reason I wanted to use Etsy is like because, and granted, I know that part of it is like I don't have a lot of reviews, but I have like a ton of shop views. The actually tricky part is I have a ton of shop views, but only 3 sales. And so I think that also kicks me back further on the algorithm, because it's like, oh, she's not converting like views to sales.
Yeah.
And so the shop must not be good. I don't know how I have so many views. Like, if you're watching this, it's really nice of you that you looked at my shop, but don't unless you're going to buy something.
Just look at the Instagram, okay?
But anyway, so that was pretty discouraging. And I was just like, okay, what's the point of even having Etsy if not only is it like charging me more than I thought per sticker, like it's cutting my profit margins down pretty significantly. When your profit margin already is only like $2,
$1.50, yeah.
that makes a huge difference, you know? And so then I was like, I like basically was having the time of my life yesterday. Like I was doing in a pretty good mood. And then once I made all these realizations, my mood was like downhill so fast. I took my anxiety meds way earlier to knock myself out and go to sleep. Like I was just so stressed. But I was like Googling a ton, and most people said like, yeah, sticker businesses on Etsy doesn't make sense unless you're making hundreds and hundreds of sales. And I was like, yeah, clearly. Like it's just like, what's the point? Because that small of a profit doesn't make up for like if some stickers just don't do well, or like if I want to offer more products, I'm just going to have to invest a ton and then they just might not sell, you know, my shop still might not show up. And so it's just like, it made me like really just question everything. I was like, okay, do I take everything well, I probably would leave what I have on Etsy or something, but I was like, do I stop focusing on Etsy, try and sell through Instagram again, like better, like more, and just market my Instagram a ton, because I'm better at that. Like I'm better at like trying to figure out how to get my Instagram seen by more people and more followers on Instagram than like doing it on Etsy, like on my Etsy shop, because on my Etsy shop, like I can't control how many listings I have. Like I only have so many. And so I was like, on Instagram, like I can do some Instagram ads. I can do stuff like illustrations or things of people. I can do more collaborations, things that'll like get more people to see my page, you know? And so I was just like really struggling, and it was discouraging, because I was like, oh yeah, my business is great. Like it was funny, like before I started doing my books that day, I was like, I might be able to do this full time eventually. Obviously not stickers, like but if I like got a ton of stickers and started selling a ton on Etsy, I was like, I could do this. Like my stickers are better than some people's, you know, and stuff. And I was like, and I was realizing that I really like it. Like I've been having a hard time figuring out my passion with like work. And I was realizing like doing stuff like this, like when I get an order, I like go and I package it and I like mail it, and I'm like, oh, this feels so good. I'm gonna get like little scales so I can see if the magnets are too much and things. I also bought more Star Wars stamps yesterday because I was like, probably gonna need them, even though I have so many stamps right now. And so now I'm really discouraged, because I'm like, when's the next time I'm gonna make a sale? I don't know. And like I've made a lot of investments, and I was going to make more. I was going to order pronoun stickers, which I think would be popular, especially during the month of June. And I was going to order some really cool, like translucent, like stickers with one of the rejected designs for the t-shirt design I did. So I think that would reach a wider audience, you know, and I think that would be popular. And I was like excited about that. But now I'm like, I don't know if I want to make those investments, just like I feel like too nervous all of a sudden. Like I had become really confident, and now I'm like, if I spend another like over $50 on product and then it doesn't sell, like eventually this summer, like my Adobe subscription will eat out the rest of my account.
Yeah.
So I like got to a scary place, and I know that's how businesses work and stuff. And like, I know it's like a learning process, but it still like sucked. Oh my gosh, it was awful. But yeah, that was my challenge.
Okay. Dang. Mine is that work is kicking up. Those of you that don't know, I do a yearly catalog at work. I have a month until it's go time, until I am not doing it anymore. I have a month. So, and I'm behind. So, I've been going into work extra. Normally, I have Tuesdays to do a ton of stuff. So Tuesdays, I have the whole day. I don't even go into work because I work part-time. So it's pretty easy for me to just take 2 days out of the week and be like, yeah, these are the days I'm at home, 3 days at work. I've spent every day at work. What don't you do, Guminelli? Yeah, well, honestly, to be fair, I'm going to be really honest with you. It is not design making a catalog. It is me giving a spreadsheet full of products and then sorting the products in a way that makes sense for the catalog and then putting it into InDesign. It's just that because it's such a big catalog with it's like 200 something pages. So it takes 4 months-ish for me to do. But it is the most boring thing I do, which does not bother me, by the way. I like that it's boring. But this last month, this is when it's like, oh, this is really scary and hard, and I need to get this done on time because it's a hard deadline. It needs to be done for a show, like a convention. So they need something to hand out there. So I need to have that done. And so, yeah, it's kicking up. The anxiety levels are going to be running a little bit higher than normal for me for the next month. But yeah, my challenge was basically that, and the hand fatigue is going to be ramped up this month because I already put on my brace yesterday. So that's the kind of stuff that is getting to me. But I, as of right now, am, I think, done with assets for the animation. Unless he asks for more, that's fine. And to be honest, if he asks for more, there's no way it can be bigger than any of the other stuff I've made. Like, he tacked on the deer and the squirrel, and that, you've seen those. They're really small. They were really easy for me to do. Another comment. Nice butterfly illustration. I saw the animation Corey Kerr did. Thank you. It is crazy to see that stuff move. And I feel bad for him because those files were really big. But yeah. So that's my challenge of just like work is it's threat level midnight. So yeah. That's where I'm at. Next art check. What are you gonna do, Kylie?
Sorry. Let me look at my calendar. Yeah, as I suspected, I will very likely not be here Monday. I'll be trying back from Utah and then cutting my hair shorter. Priority, but you know, it is in my book. But assuming I would be back Monday because I'm incapable of thinking ahead a whole week, I plan on catching up a little bit more on embroidery. I know I said yesterday or Monday that I'd like to get like at least 7 more days done, but I definitely wasn't like trying to make myself do that in like 2 days, you know. But now I would definitely like to work on it tonight and tomorrow. I am going out of town this weekend. to see my nieces and nephews and friends I haven't seen in years. So we'll see how much I'm able to get done. But embroidery would be awesome. I also think that a huge priority is going to be, I kind of want to make like a kind of honest post with my followers on my Petals Inc. I'm kind of nervous just because authenticity is Kiley Lucille, like my my normal account I'm super authentic on, but I'm not really like that on my business account.
Like, let's have real talk.
Yeah. I'm not a real talk person on my business account because I'm like, I don't know if people like that. I'm just here to sell things, for my art. But I think I'm going to do it. I think that's the best route. And I think I'm just going to be like, look, guys, running a business is kind of tricky, and I've been making a lot of investments and some just aren't doing super great. And I would love to buy some she, her pronoun stickers and some landscape stickers, but I need to know if you guys would buy them. And I'm only going to order them if I know for certain that at least if a good chunk of people will buy them. So will you buy them?
You could do a pre-order.
Yeah, exactly. And so I might do
have them actually pay
ahead of time. Yeah. So I think I'm going to say I could do a pre-order or something like that because I really would love to do them, and I think they'd be really fun. In fact, I want one myself of each of them, but I don't want to order them unless I can't order them unless I know that at least 10 people will order one of each, or something like that. And so I think I'm going to do that because I really do want to buy those stickers. I do think it'd be really fun, and I like the idea of them, and but I'm not going to do it unless...
Do you have a minimum order that you have to make?
So I like to try and spend $50 because that gets me free shipping, and it comes from Canada. And so it's worth it for me to not have to pay shipping. The nice thing is, however, the nice thing is that landscape one, I think I'm going to play around a little bit with the design. I'm going to do a color design option, what it would look like translucent or black and white, and see what I think people would like of it. But if I order those, if I order a good amount, I'm working with a bunch of people at a camp this summer. They're all a lot of them probably have water bottles they want to put stickers on. And one girl that I will work with this summer, I was her camp counselor 4 years ago. So she's such a sweetheart and has always been a big support of me. But she ordered a Love is Love one through my Etsy shop, and she's like, just bring it to camp. I'd love to have it. So so I'm thinking maybe if they know I sell stickers, I don't think many of them will buy a lot of the ones I've designed so far. However, I think that the landscape one is one that will actually do well with them potentially.
Can I offer some advice on the you could take a hit from showing different options. And let's say it's split. A lot of people like the black and white one and the translucent one, and the third one maybe not so many people like or whatever. But let's say it's half and half for one of them. If you pick one, now half of the people are like, oh, the sticker that I wanted, though, it didn't go through.
That's another thing I really need to be better at, because I love figuring out what people want. Not only that, but I've never been a decisive person. I always have to ask people what do you think, and have them tell me. And so I think that I have been a little bit too much what do you guys like about these, and shown too many of my designs. And I think that it does make me take a hit.
I like it with what you did with the pronouns, where you were you were basically working on it with people, right? But if it comes down to voting for which one you like best, and then yours loses or something, I could see that being a hit, unless you present it as there's only one option. Do you like it or do you not like it? When you do wedding photos and there's two amazing shots, but the difference is a head tilt, and you don't know if the bride likes this side of her face better or this side of her face better. So you keep both. She doesn't care. She wants to just see one, and we all know that, but how are we supposed to pick one? Just be that decisive wedding photographer. not the one that gives them a billion pictures of the same pose.
I think I'm gonna do like a couple designs at least for myself to
Yeah.
decide what will look best. And then I don't think I'll show them. I think that I'll do that hopefully like tonight or tomorrow, then make that post and be like, if I did this, would you buy it? In fact, we're gonna do a pre-order.
Yeah.
Not your word, because I already like the pronoun stickers when I posted about them. Hello, my sugar plum fairy. Would you like it? Popcorn? He loves popcorn.
Just see a little nose come out and go.
Yeah, he's so gentle too. He's like if I mean popcorn, he's like, is for me. But anyway, oops. It's right here. I think that I'll like figure out one, maybe send it to like you guys and like some of my design friends, and then be like, okay. Oh, what I was gonna say is the pronoun thing. When I did like, what colors do you like? And if you bought one, would you buy one? And if so, which pronouns would you want to see in the shop?
Mm-hmm.
And people could have either said no, or they could have said yes and this pronoun. And a lot of people said yes, she, her.
Mm-hmm. Like that's good.
One person said yes, they, them, and one person said yes, he, him. Which that guy's so sweet. He's actually my ex-boyfriend, really nice. Like he's like still a friend of mine.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, that's so nice that he would buy that sticker from me, you know? But anyway, so people like did say yes, but I'm not gonna like take that like their word for it, basically.
Yeah.
So I want to do that post and then embroidery. Those are the things I want to do. Sorry.
Okay, and then we'll dive into this. Yeah. Okay. Next art check. I literally don't know what I'm going to do. I might be doing some secret. Well, I'm definitely going to be doing some secret project stuff. It is time to go hard on that. Been listening to a lot of stuff that was just like the advice is just start. And so, I mean, technically I've started, but I'm not being held accountable in any way. So I'm trying to get to that point where I'm ready to like publicly release stuff and be held accountable for that. Because I want to do it. So, yeah, I'm gonna go hard on that, and I can't really make any promises on any visual stuff actually. But it's important stuff. Yeah, I mean, I want to do some visual stuff, but it'll be secret project stuff, so I don't think I can actually share it. Like I realized just now, like yesterday, I was doing a ton of sketches, but it's for secret projects, so I'm sorry. So yeah, I'm doing that, I guess. I'm very excited though to hop back on that train. So yeah, I guess that's what I'm gonna do. I might, depending on what arrives in the mail this weekend and stuff, I might be building a PC this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, if I'm like, you know, video chatting and it's at a higher angle and crisper, maybe, I don't know, then that's how you know. Or if there's some sort of pink light on one side of my face or something, that's how you know I did it. So yeah, I got my first box of stuff. Yeah, the motherboard is huge. My gosh, it was so heavy. So
motherboard. That makes me think of Cyber Chase, because I don't really know anything about building
Cyber Chase.
That was the name of motherboard.
What was that the name of?
Motherboard was like the one that gave them all their assignments. She was kind of
really?
Like,
yeah, isn't that that's like the coolest name of the stuff in the computers? Is like motherboard is like, wow, that sounds really cool.
Sounds cool.
Yeah. So I'm really excited. I realized I bought a liquid cooling system, so that's gonna be fun to like funnel water into a tube right next to the computer. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. We're gonna see what I do, because I've been working on this animation for a while, and it's weird. this is the thing that sucks about projects. It's really weird when you finish it and you're like, well, now what? So yeah, I feel that way a little bit, except I do know what I'm doing next. So yeah, that's what we're doing. We've been talking about this a little bit already. So let's keep going.
It's fresh in some of our minds.
Do you like risk business? So yeah, you were talking about the pre-order, and I feel like I had some advice, so maybe it'll come back to me. But it's coming back. It's coming back. Okay, so you know how you were like talking about doing different, like for the one that wasn't approved for the hoodie or the t-shirt or whatever, right? Turning that into a sticker. You were talking about offering it in different colors, people voting on it, that thing. Something you can do instead is you can make these different versions, and if you can't decide, do what you think analytically, like, I don't know, people like color, or if it's transparent and your transparent one sold really fast or whatever. Mm-hmm. Like that could influence that decision. See how it does. And then let's say it sells out or something, then release it in a different color. And you can keep doing this so that when you find something that really sticks and people love it, you can be like, and now I'm offering a different version. Like, so I have this hoodie that says you can do better on it. And it's kind of like this really salty motivational thing.
Love it.
And it just feels like sarcastic, and it's in really small letters. Mm-hmm. And it's a crystal wash hoodie. This company that's made it, they've made quite a few you can do better hoodies. And I just finally bought one. But they've done like a pink one, a camo one, a purple one. They've done a red crystal wash. They've done all sorts of other designs. Mm-hmm. And so they just keep releasing you can do better hoodies and t-shirts and stuff because people keep eating it up, and they just keep making different ones. And what they do is when something sells out, it's gone. They're only offering stuff for a specific amount of time. That's the only time they have it. If you want it, you should buy it because it won't be there in 6 months. So that's something you could do. You could always try doing, hey, like everything I do is limited edition. If you want it, you need to let me know now. Because that way it kind of secures that like
people will buy it.
Do want this.
Almost like pre-order can be like a Kickstarter, type of deal, which I know that's how I've pre-ordered like the sweatshirt I showed you guys the other day, the one that says cries easily that I've been wearing basically for 4 days straight. I pre-ordered that, and I love it. And I'm wearing it all the hours of the day. But I like the idea. It's like, look, it's a way that you can guarantee that you'll get one. Mm-hmm. And also that I can see if people are actually going to buy them. And then like, say I only get like 2 pre-orders and absolutely no one else wants them. Like I could always say like, if I decide not to do it, I'll refund you or something like that, Yeah. But I think if I get at least some, I'll probably be able to buy it, but I don't know. Some things you should consider is also like a mailing list. Like what you can do is kind of form a community of people who are excited for the things that come. Yeah. And just build anticipation. And so, that way you have like a tight knit group that you can rely on almost of like, they like this from me, or when they give me feedback, it's honest or stuff like that. But yeah, I would say, and let's say, like if you're going to do that, if you're, bless you, if you're trying to eliminate risk, then you could, always talk about the sticker before it goes out. People know about it. Yeah. They're excited to pre-order, right? But you've also gotten feedback along the way. And so if it's worth doing or not. Yeah. So if the response is higher or lower, that will help you gauge it. But that way you could do the pre-order, and some of them will do really well and some of them will do subpar, and you just have that stock longer. Yeah. But
you're securing more like options, you know, like, I don't know, like
So I'm like, there are some like the Moira stickers didn't do great.
Mhm.
There are people that like, that's all they wanted. They bought it like right away. Like they loved it, but it is more niche than like some other things.
Mhm.
Like I know Love is Love. I bought 50 of them this last time.
Mhm.
The others went so fast. And I think like those are more popular. I'm confident they'll sell eventually. But
Mhm.
like, yeah, it's kind of stressful to have a lot, but at the same time, I'm like, I think that they will sell eventually. Also, I'm probably gonna go to my local coffee shop. It's called June's Place in Rexburg. And I go there all the time with friends to get like, they sell so many different things. They sell amazing breakfast sandwiches. And I also am like the things I would do for a good iced chai latte. And they have the best, like it's so yummy. And so anyway, they have so many small business products there. Like it's a very small shop, but they're really big on like supporting other small businesses. So, and some of them are like, Venmo me this much and take a sticker, you know? So some of them are kind of honor system.
Wow.
I called them once and asked about it, or no, I Instagram messaged their shop and they were like, so we already have a sticker vendor, like a preferred sticker vendor, but you could probably sell your stuff. You just have to come in the morning to talk to June, the owner, who she's so nice. I love her. And they're like, you can either pay like a transaction fee and we can use like our registers, or you just kind of put a sign up to say what your Venmo is and you kind of have to do it on your honor. And I'm like, I think that I would trust that. Like, I think that that shop is like a good place where I could trust people would actually Venmo, you know, and stuff. And because I know that when it's like right next to the line that you stand to order, and every single time I'm like, I would buy a sticker if I thought any of these were cute, which sounds really mean, but like they're all very much like, they seem like they're just not that cute, you know?
Right.
They're just not. They seem like they were used like with one of the basic Procreate brushes, and they're like hungry written like over, you know, or something. Like it's not that cute.
They were made. Rexburg is not a design hub, so, but it's not like
people that try to design.
Yeah, like this is not the cream of the crop that you got to work with locally for design.
And like if I had my stickers, like if I think if a lot of people were standing in line, my stickers would stand out locally because the other stickers that are sold there just aren't as cute, I think, you know? So I think that I'm probably going to go. And I think that could be a very good, like, potential, like, vendor almost, you know?
Yeah. So how does the one where there's a fee, how does that one work? So
that one, I have to talk to her. I'm pretty sure I'll be sitting in, like, around the same spot instead of having them Venmo me. They, like, give it to the register, and the register, like, types it in and pays, and then they'll, which I just think like if they're gonna steal it, they're gonna steal it, you know, because it'll be on the same shelf, and I just don't really want to deal with any transaction fees, you know. I'm like,
could I persuade you in some way?
Yes, please.
Okay, so
dare ya to try.
Venmo is shady in some ways to people. Even though they use it all the time, they're like, why does a business want to use Venmo though? That's weird. And it's more effort. If people have to do more effort, they just might not do it. Yeah. They might even be more inclined to steal the Venmo ones than just like bring the other one that they would have just bought. Also, you're not shipping. Shipping prices are included in the stickers. You could just keep the same sticker price. Yeah. That it's Etsy, and now you're making, I don't know, like $3 on it or whatever instead. Yeah. I would do the cash register thing because it's easier for the consumer. Yeah. And like it's more secure for you. I would do that way. I think part of it is I'm like, that sounds complicated. Like, yeah, but I'm sure it's not that bad. I'm sure you just have to fill something out. Yeah. And so I'll talk to her about the options, but I think that could be like a way to, I don't know. Sorry, that was kind of random, but. No, this is what this is. that's what this topic is here for. I would consider doing because I feel weird asking people to pay me Venmo for a commission, which is extremely personal, and people do wonder, well, how do I pay you for that?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Can't just email you money.
Yeah.
And so, yeah. And in that situation, Venmo makes a lot more sense, and people are just like, oh, so do I just Venmo you that? But at a shop, people just don't expect that, and so it's like, oh, why do I Venmo them? But yeah, it seems more official if it's like they've got a SKU in the register or whatever for it, stuff like that, where it just seems more official. And if you like, that is the basis behind branding.
Yeah.
You know, that's the reason why there's brand identity, because it makes a business just look like a business. You feel less sketched out because it looks like a legit business. Even though
that's like the whole reason I made mine an LLC.
Yeah, like there's no difference between somebody with a logo or without a logo, but you think that the one without good branding is like not a legitimate business somehow.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would consider that.
I appreciate that advice, because I really wasn't really even considering it, but now I feel like when I talk to her, I'll see what the 411 is on that and like how much the transaction fee is and stuff. But
yeah, and how much are the stickers selling for there? Do you know?
I don't know. I have to go check. I want to.
Because if it's $3 to $5, then shoot, man, like your margins are going to be higher in person, because I don't have shipping built into my stickers.
Yeah.
People pay another $3 on top of it for shipping.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't choose that anyways, because it's a print on demand thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm surprised you do, because it's like, well, I want to profit. Because people will only pay a certain amount for shipping, even if that's what it costs, and I have no control over that.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, like for prints, it doesn't matter. There's a huge leeway for prints.
Yeah.
Like there's a whole range of quality, and you assume it's top-notch quality, whatever, when you're getting an art print. And so shipping really is the majority of the markup there. It's just shipping's included. So yeah. And then I just hope that they're in the United States, which is like the cheapest form of shipping.
Doesn't even offer outside of the United States.
Well, yeah, like mine does. It like you could live in New Zealand or whatever, and it would ship to you. And so that's the kind of thing that sucks. It's like, wow, shipping to this place is super expensive. If I want to include shipping, it's going to go up to include everybody. Or just enough so that I'm not banking on those people buying my stuff so much that it would eat into my margins. Like that's okay if it's kind of like a loss leader or something, which isn't actually what that means, but basically like that's the reason that would eat the most. But yeah. So yeah, selling local though would probably help you a lot. You could do like a farmer's market thing too, because that's going to show up eventually. You could just be like, all right, who has a booth that I could give my stuff to? You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
You just got stickers, right?
The girl that does my nails, I love her. And she just started to she's going to open a studio like any day now. She bought the studio. She's been filling it. I have an appointment next week, and she's like, it might be at the studio. And I'm really excited for her, because she has such high demand. Like everyone wants to go to her for nails, but she's been like, you have to like follow her for months and then wait for an opening. And then even then it's hard to get in our book. So a studio is a good option for her.
Yeah.
Great. And I talked to her and I was like, hey, Karen, if you need any art or like photography for your walls, like let your girl know.
Yeah.
Happy to help. And then I was like, we could even do like a sticker collab maybe. And you could like tell me what kind of sticker like designs you'd like to sell at your shop. And, you know, because I was like, that'd be cool. Because I'd be okay to like cut my profit a little bit, like, you know, to like have her sell them at her shop, you know, especially if she like wants certain like nail themed like
Right.
stickers or whatever, like, you know, it'd be fun to like work with her. And I think that's going to be my saving grace, because like I've kind of realized like I'm not going to make them living off stickers, especially when I can't make them on my own, like especially when I'm like outsourcing and have a different supplier, like I just can't make a living on that. And so I think that collaborations are going to be like my saving grace, and just like working with other people and getting other people to, luckily I have this friend who made a donation to my business. She was like, it's like we're your Patreons or whatever, like, you know, and I was like, and so I know there are like people there, and if I can just get enough people that like support my business, like I follow several sticker accounts, one called FemDecal on Instagram, love her stuff. It's very political, which is just like me. And things like that. And well, like not all of her stuff is super political, but she's very much like, she's very similar to me, like a lot of plant stuff, a lot of feminism stuff, like a lot of like things like that. It's really cool. And she does really good for herself. In fact, like a huge podcaster I follow, like did a collab with her, and they would send out like little stickers with each like order or whatever. Oops, with my Funny for a Girl sweatshirt with each of those orders. And so I'm like, if I just like do collaborations, like that's always nice, because it gets your name out there. Even if your profit margin suffered a little bit, if it means that you're getting more potential customers, like that's what you want. Like when she did that collab with the podcaster I followed her around then, and I've ordered like a bunch of stickers from her now. None of them have arrived yet.
Something else you can consider is like, you talk to, you know, the coffee shop, talk to your nail tech. What about just walking into like literally any boutique and being like, these are my stickers? You could try to do it in Idaho Falls too. Just try to do it in the area and see if you can get them to buy stock from you.
Yeah.
So yeah, like, hey, you know, why don't you just buy, I don't know, 50 of these? If you want to order more again, or just different ones, you can call me when they run out or whatever. Just see if there's small shops that would be like, you know what? Yeah, sure. Yeah, I would say like keep a sample of all of them. And just, hey, do you want this? You know, and it'll probably be not fun in that like you'll probably get a lot of rejection in person, but doing it locally would probably save you a lot of money and would make things really easy and be just easier, especially if you could just sell it directly to them.
Yeah.
So,
and I could always like charge them, because I know they're definitely going to want to buy it like a lower price, you know, but if I only make $1, like without shipping, you know, if I charge $4 normally, and if stickers cost like $1 to $1.50, you know, even if I'm like they're $2 or $2.50 a piece and I make a small profit, if they're buying like, you know, yeah, we'll take 20 and we'll pay like $2 each. I'm like, okay, that's at least not a lot, but that's like I made $20 at least.
It's done though. Yeah, it's smaller margins, but there's zero risk at that point. If they've ordered it, you've bought it, you've given it to them. Yeah. Because you're not trying to get rid of anything at that point. You've done it. They need it's their job to get rid of it now. So
too true. It's just hard, like, but I'm glad that I at least have found something that makes it worth it, you know, like like other things that I've tried, I'm like, I have no desire to put myself out there. Like I'm not really marketing my photography very much, not really marketing my design very much, like my commissions very much and stuff. But with stickers, I'm like, I want people to buy this. I like doing this. I like mailing this to you guys. I like seeing them on your water bottles or whatever.
You should also consider enamel pins, because their production cost is similar to stickers, but they sell for $10 or whatever instead of, you know, $5 or $10. I mean, $10 to $20 if I'm being honest.
Yeah. My friend sells enamel pins and they're so cute, but she's like, they're kind of expensive, but she does like some good quality. Like there are some that just have like the little metal backing, and then there's the ones that have like the like plastic backing that makes it like so it doesn't turn and stuff. I don't know. So they're like different quality of enamel pins. And she's like, I was at like a maker's market that she was selling her stuff at, and I came and I was like, I bought this rainbow pin from that other shop, and I'm like, it was only like, it was so cheap, that's why I bought it. It was like $5 or something, or like $6. So she's like, how did they sell it for that cheap? She's like, I would make nothing if I sold mine for that cheap and stuff. And so I've been afraid of them ever since. But
there's a whole range. There's more options in enamel pins than there are in stickers. I can tell you 100%.
Wow.
There's different ways of filling the metal. There's plastic ones. There's metal ones. There's different kinds of metal. There's different kinds. It's different colors. Like, let's say you only do you do black and gold pins only. That's only one metal and one fill or whatever. So I mean, it depends on the pricing model of your supplier. But you can charge a lot more for an enamel pin than you can for a sticker, and it's very similar in production value. Like it's a few bucks to produce it.
Yeah.
So something else to consider, that might have way bigger margins.
Yeah.
You should need to make sure that you can sell them, and I would invest a little bit in make sure it's not crappy, basically, because I have a ton of pins on my backpack, and there are ones that have made it and there's ones that have fallen off. Or
I put so many pins on my backpack when I was at school, and I lost every single one. And then I was sad that I put them on my backpack, because I was like one was had what's the word?
A memento?
Yeah, one was just had a lot of meaning to me. It was like an award I got from one of my old jobs, and I was like, I lost the silver canoe paddle or whatever it was.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, and my friend Kiley, the one that she sells a little I love you pin, and I have that on my jean jacket, and then I have a rainbow one that I got for $5. The rainbow one is spinning all the time. It's facing the way a rainbow is supposed to face. And hers is so much better quality. It just and I'm and so I messaged her. I'm like, just so you know, I know you were insecure, but yours is way better quality.
And also there's different levels. You could just give it to them in a tiny plastic bag, or you could do it where you've printed out cards that you punch it through and send them in those. There's a whole range of how bougie do you want to go? How medium range do you there's options. There's definitely options.
Yeah.
So yeah, something else to consider, because I mean, those people who bought stickers from you, the likelihood of them buying more stickers from you is going to start going down. But let's say you do an enamel pin, they'll be like, heck yes. So you could keep escalating. So you've escalated to a magnet, but see what you can escalate to next, maybe a postcard or something. And then
especially because a sticker was a great way. I was terrified of selling physical product. And now I've done it and I've really enjoyed it, and I've also had some hard things with it, but I've learned more about it. And I really think that I'm gonna have to reevaluate my free shipping thing. For right now I'm okay, with it, with my current model. But if I do anything more expensive, I'll probably make a poll, honestly, and be look, if I do free shipping, if I continue to do free shipping, the product will cost more. It'll cost more.
You'll have to.
It'll probably even cost more than you would pay shipping with the product, just to be safe,
Yeah.
Especially because then you get into I have to use bubble mailers or something, or and more postage and things like that. And so
the things that I mean, you can do those stiff cardboard
mailers,
and those are safer for that. I bet you could just shove a pin in there and it'd be fine.
Totally.
But and same with prints. If you do a small print, it'd be fine in that as well. I've gotten prints in those. But yeah, that could be something to consider. I would stickers is the iffy one. Stuff that's that small, people don't understand why they need to pay more. So I think my shipping is somewhere around $3 for a sticker, and when I put that in, Etsy literally gives me a notification hey, people might not buy it because of the shipping price. You should consider lowering it. And I'm well, I can't. I would if it was just my own handling fee or
Yeah,
whatever.
totally. Like it's out of my hands.
It's going through a company, so I can't decide. I could do free shipping built into it or whatever, but then it like doubles the price for some of those stickers. I just don't think that's fair. I wouldn't pay that much for a sticker. And so, and people don't think about when people are buying something free shipping, they legitimately think that the shipping is free.
Yeah.
Like that it's being absorbed somehow by something else, or they're not even thinking about it that much. So, yeah, I with something that small, it matters when it suddenly doubles. But like an enamel pin, you could build that into it. Yeah, people wouldn't be mad about the ratio if you did though. Like, let's say it's a few bucks to ship something. They're like, well, I've already paid $10. What's $13 instead of $10 or whatever? So, yeah. All things to consider. Yeah.
Business, like running a business, I think people just don't ever give it enough credit. Like I've always felt that way. Always.
Yeah.
But even more so now that I'm trying to do it like more often. Because I'm kind of gotten to the point where I'm like, I don't know what I want to do with my life, but I actually think this would be a great next step. Like if I could get this business successful enough, that I could like make a decent, like at least maybe not as much as I made as a nanny, which was not very much, but like, you know, like if I could just start making like if I could eventually like get it to the point where I can like just have like a part-time job and that's like a part-time job, I think I would love that, you know, but it is hard. Like it feels weird. Like I will sit down on my laptop for 10 hours and just work on business stuff, like designing new things, some which never see the light of day and stuff like that. And that's 10 hours that I'll never get paid for. In fact, like unless I make good enough profit margins and my business is doing well enough, I can't even pay myself. So like I have not paid myself once in 2021, you know, except for one time when I accidentally used my Venmo's connected to both bank accounts.
Same for me.
I used my business account for my nails, and I was like, whatever, that's just my one paycheck of 2021 so far. but anyway, like
that's the same for me. Like this animation is just gonna pay for my Squarespace and Adobe until that runs out.
And that's hard. And sometimes it's nice. Like I love that last year I was able to buy a new camera. Like I'm so excited about that. And I'm going to use this new laptop as a write-off because like it was for my business.
Yeah.
And I'm like, doesn't look like I'll be paying taxes on my business really this year either. Cause that's like, and it's just investing.
Yeah.
At the same time, it's like, man, it's so hard. Like, it's just exhausting. And I think people don't realize that like people that own businesses like make way less than minimum wage, at least like when they're small businesses and they're struggling to like start up. It's like, I literally work this business. I've been like neglecting my embroidery. It has been a part-time job for me. Like at least, like I work at least 20 hours a week on my business. And I don't see any money from it.
That is the most like, why universe? I'm working hard, you know? Yeah, like, sometimes I have to be like, because Tim has a full-time job and he comes home exhausted. Like, sometimes I'll be like, I work 2 part-time jobs. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't get paid for it. I'm sorry.
I didn't my professors tell me this. Like, well, granted, a lot of people like go into corporate like design and like photography and stuff from our major, like, and they go do stuff for like companies, which is a huge difference. But I'm like, dang, like I just didn't realize like I did, I think to an extent, you know, but I'm like, it is so hard to like run your own business. And I just have more and more respect for small business owners. And even if I do make quite a bit, like I want to just turn around and reinvest it. Like that's like, especially when you're trying to grow it, like I've spent so much money. Like I was doing my math and my Blix yesterday. I'm like, shoot, like if I look at the total I've made so far in 2021, I've spent it pretty much, you know, and it's just because I just am trying to like reinvest it. Plus I have like bills to pay with my business, like with Adobe and stuff.
Mhm.
Support small businesses.
Yes. Yeah. You could also consider doing a Patreon or a Ko-Fi or whatever, but just having a support tier where it's like, thanks, you know what I mean? Like maybe you just post, it's just, I don't know, a surefire way of making sure that they never miss any of your posts or whatever, because algorithms suck these days, or stuff like that, just so you have like extra change money that will come in if stickers do bad, because that's change money too when it's down to the purchase. And so something that could like just always come in.
Or even like early access to
like it's something where you should baby them a little bit more and be like, thank you so much, let me do this for you, but like no other promises, like no, you get a sticker every month. That is a commitment you don't want to make.
Or just like under promise over deliver. Like if I did a Patreon, I mentioned that I like just pulling. Wait, did I show I showed the yoga thing that I drew.
Yes.
So like that was just like a friend that I drew. And I feel like if I had a Patreon and I had a few people that were like my Patreons, I don't know how to say it, but if I had people, a few patrons on Patreon. My dog is chasing his tail like a maniac right now. Then I could like, I would never obviously like say that I would do this. Like I would never like make a promise or like a commitment or anything, but the next time I want to like draw something like for more content, I could just like find a picture that they posted or something.
So some people do that for their Patreon supporters, but it's like a $10 tier. It's like a $10 tier, and like yearly they do like commissions for them or something. So like, I don't know, there's 20 people at the $10 tier. You do 20 of those commissions a year or whatever, where you draw something from them, and they might get it and then back down, and that's fine because it's a $10 tier. So that's something to consider. I don't exactly know the logistics of it, because I know that like with Patreon, it is weird to be like, pay me monthly for this one-time thing. And so something that I think would be better than drawing for them, because you don't want to accidentally set an expectation that like, oh, sometimes Kiley will draw somebody, and then if they never get drawn, then they're like, well, why am I here? Right? But you could do something that's like, I don't know, your patrons are the ones that answer stuff on your stories, not the general public, or shout outs. Like that's something that you can promise, and you could turn that ability off if it got out of hand and you had a ton of patrons. But that way you could be like, oh, and by the way, thanks to so-and-so, like they're supporting me, you know, like you can do a shout out to them on Instagram and be like, yeah, this person is helping me. They're on Patreon. Here's Patreon.
Some artists I follow, like on the last slide of every post that they, like every new comic they draw or something, like the last slide is like all their patrons' names and like their tags or whatever. Something that I thought was effective was like on podcasts when they were really pushing it. They were just like, our new patrons for this week are these people, like, and she'd say each person's name, you know what I mean? And then it was like, you know, then basically like a thank you so much. So all things to consider. I can throw over to you some Patreon podcast episodes where I've like learned all the things I'm telling you now. But so much better.
A Patreon would be really cool.
Take the next step with my business, or do I want to give up? I don't want to give up, so I gotta just like keep pushing through.
I'm proud of you, and I'm excited for you. So yeah, I think it'll be good. You'll figure it out. You've got the fire under your butt, and people with fire under their butts, they perform well eventually because they've got to. So
if I don't, the nice thing about running business the awful thing is like, if you stop working hard, you fail. So
you fail. So don't fail.
You have to like constantly be working, or it's gonna just.
You have to innovate, because only like literally being a one-person business is innovation of like, well, this isn't working. What do I do instead?
Yep.
So yeah.
Just gotta keep on keeping on. We can do it.
Do it, y'all. Okay. Well, it's been an hour and 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like your major needs have been addressed?
Yes.
In this talking session?
It's good to talk to someone else about it.
Cool. And we can always talk about it more, because to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if there's like double more to talk about. Cool. Well, thanks for joining us. If you want to follow Kiley, if you want to support her small business and buy some stickers from her, which you should do, nudge, nudge.
Not that I have a lot of options right now, but hopefully
you should
buy donations. Just kidding.
Buy it or buy it as a gift for a friend. You know somebody with a birthday that hasn't happened this year yet.
Like plants or Schitt's Creek, or
somebody who's a woman.
Yeah.
So go pre-order the she/her stickers.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, petals.inc_ on Instagram. Go check her out.
Check me out.
Do it. There's link trees for all of us here. If you want to follow Kayla, who is not here, but this is her channel, go to the Comeback KLD, which looks like kid, on Instagram and Twitter. If you want to follow me, follow Gumminelli, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and my website is gumminelli.com. It's Gumminelli across the board. We've got our link trees and all sorts of goodies down there. Just go follow those links. And we'll see you guys on Monday. Kiley won't be here, but but I'll be here. And if Kayla's here, then I won't be here, because I'm not going to talk to myself for our check. But we'll see you guys next time. Enjoy your evening and have a good day.